What's going on, guys? The Poker Rapper here, and as the Halloween Cup comes to an end, I figured I'd play a couple more battles. And I also noticed that while battling that they did some updates to the Battle League, they did some updates to the game entirely, but while battling now the switching is a little bit different. I actually like what they did, didn't take too long to get used to, and we're just gonna jump right into these battles, baby. Let's go. Decided to try Clefable in the front. I figure Fairy Lead could be kind of safe. This team is very weak to poison, super weak to poison. Hopefully we don't run into too much of it, but you guys will find out. So game one, we see a Toxic Croak lead. They do a little zoom in now when your opponent changes. I dig that. It's pretty, I mean, not necessary, but just a nice little addition. So they switch into a Azumarill. We go right into Shift Tree instantly. They get a couple quick moves off, so they are going to get to that Ice Beam fairly quickly, but we do hit them with one Leaf Blade. Now we have two more Leaf Blades already ready. Shift Tree, how many times can I say it? He's a bad boy. Shift Tree's a bad boy. They invest one shield, but we have another Leaf Blade pretty much ready to go. There's one quick move away. Now they're forced to invest their second shield, but now going straight up, we have so much energy to gain while that Azumarill's out. We can knock it out with a Leaf Blade and have energy on top of it. So, good switch to Alolan Marowak. Unfortunately for them, we have our own Azumarill in the back, so now we're in a really, really good spot. Gonna get right to that Hydro Pump. And now playing shields down. I mean, we saw how much Clefable did to the Toxic Croak. So we go right back into it after we take a Sludge Bomb. And I don't think he's going to be able to get another Sludge Bomb off here. If he does, I still think we're okay. It is only a Mud Bomb, does a ridiculous amount of damage, but just in farming it down, we get that perfect amount of energy to get to our Meteor Mash. And that takes out what's left of the Azumarill, and good game one. Pretty good game one. Game two. We have a Crustle lead game 2. Crustle has been making a bit of an appearance in this Halloween Cup. My last video I actually titled it the Pumpkin Cup. I actually thought it was the Pumpkin Cup, but it's not. So, last time I played against the Crustle, I haven't been playing too much of the Halloween Cup. They bluffed some X-Scissors, and I wasted all my shields on it, so I said, I think that's what it's going to be this time. It was not. It was a Rock Slide. It pretty much took me out in one hit. And, so we lose lead entirely, and we end up knocking that Crustle out with Azumarill, and here comes Beedrill. Beedrill's that Pokemon for this team. Beedrill is certainly a problem. Beedrill, just those poison quick moves, super effective against this entire team, and it's pretty much just an L. Just straight up when you see Beedrill, unless you can finesse it a certain way, which we'll see in one of the upcoming battles. And right here, we got no shot. I mean, they got a shield. I'm going into the Beedrill hole right now because I know there's not much left of this battle. We get out of there real quick. Had to invest all of our shields in the Azumarill, and it was just putting so much pressure on so quickly, and there's really nothing we could do. Beedrill cleaned us up good. So right to game 3, 1-1. Hopefully we could finish the rest of these games with some wins. So this is an interesting matchup because Azumarill gets its charge moves up quicker, but we do a little bit more damage with the quick moves. Charm is such a good move. So I'm just going to block the first one, whatever it is. Clefable is pretty squishy, takes a lot of damage, but Meteor Mash would have done a lot. So now I'm going to switch into my own Azumarill. Kind of an interesting play because I know I'm going to lose this Clefable Azumarill lead straight up 1-for-1. And here he is again, my favorite, Beedrill, but this time we have a chance. We're going to take the Drill Run, and we're ready for Hydro Pump. Now, Ice Beam or Play Rough wouldn't knock it out, and they already invested a shield, so I go straight for the Hydro Pump, and they take it. That is how you finesse the Beedrill. So, the Azumarill comes back in now. This is pretty bad for us because we can't get that last shield out of them with a Play Rough. We can't even put the Play Rough damage on them if they decided to take it. They're going to farm us down and have that perfect amount of farm down And it's actually okay because Clefable tanks the hit and then can do what it has to do to take out the Azumarill. We see a Crustle come in, that's fine. You can have a little bit of energy because Shiftry is the god of farming energy. Shiftry's past life was literally just working the farms all day long. And right here, we see this Crustle. I just don't think it's going to be able to farm up 2 charge attacks, and Shiftry just puts that pressure on so quickly. Even the quick moves were doing a lot. That was a very close game. Good game to my opponent. Luckily, we get out of there with a win. And here we go with the Crustle lead again. Seeing a lot of Crustles in this set of 5 games. But they switch out right away to Azumarill, and that's great for us. This is a little deja vu from game 1, I think it was. Right back into Shiftry, they get that little bit of energy, player off Ice Beam, auto block. Look how much energy he has. He's been out there for literally 5 seconds. They take the first one, and now it all depends how they want to play it. I like to farm a little bit extra energy because if they're not going to invest the shield in it, then Shiftry's not really too good at taking hits, and I want to make sure that he's prepared to attack the next Pokemon that comes out. So they actually do invest a shield, and we're going to invest our last shield because we have so much energy, and they're going to let that last one go through, but that's okay. We have a lot of energy and a lot of health left on this thing too. So right when the Crustle comes back in, we are going to Leaf Blade to put some pressure on it, and then I think we'll probably switch out. Oh, we actually don't switch out. Oh, you know what? Switching out would be bad, actually. I'm glad we didn't switch out. I just played these games like 5 minutes ago, and I'm literally making misplays after the games. If we switch out, that would be bad, because then we're switch locking ourselves and putting us in a position for them to switch lock us, and we'll have a bad matchup. So we just let the Shiftry do what it's got to do and run its course until it gets knocked out, and then we have switch lead. So we try to Azumarill farm it down. It switches into Tentacruel, and that's a dangerous Pokemon for us to see, right? So we switch into Clefable, and we're just going to try to do enough damage to have Azumarill come back in because he has so much health, and just get a play rough off, knock it out, and then we could finish off the Crustle. And he is going to get an attack off right here, unless it's Sludge Bomb. Even if it is Sludge Bomb, I think we're okay, but it's Hydro Pump. We take it, we knock it out, Crustle comes back in, we knock it out. Oh, we didn't knock out the Tentacruel, he swapped out trying to do something shady. But another close one. Tentacruel at the end, did not expect it at all. 3-1, going to game 5. Toxicroak lead again. This time we are working it. He is not switching out, we are just doing a lot of quick move damage to each other. He goes right for the Sludge Bomb. We would have knocked it out with one more quick move, but he switches into a Alolan Marowak. Now this is great for us. We are down a shield, but Clefable has a Meteor Mash pretty much ready to go. And Azumarill, as always, very, very tanky. So I decided to go play rough here because he's up a shield, and this will do enough damage so that we could farm it down with Bubble and apply some shield pressure should he decide to. And now, because the bubbles do so much, I could use play rough again and pretty much knock it out with this. But he invests a second shield in it. It wouldn't have knocked it out. I don't think it would have taken another couple bubbles. But they go Bone Club, trying to get us to use our shield. We're not going to do it because it's okay if he knocks us out. We could just go into Shiftry and start farming energy. This last one is not a Bone Club. And now, let's think for a minute. I think if we go Shiftry and put a whole bunch of energy into us, even though it only took like one quick move to knock it down, so it didn't go 100% according to plan. But he's shieldless. He invested them both. Now, his last Pokemon comes out. It's a Alolan Muck. And Shiftry is just... I probably could have stayed in with Shiftry right there and done one more Leaf Blade, but I decided to go into Clefable just in case he tried to use something. I would have let Clefable take it and then Shiftry come back out and win the game with a shield, but that Meteor Mash did so much I said, you know what, let me just use the shield on Clefable. Toxicroak doesn't have enough energy for another attack. When it comes back in, we'll just clean it up. We don't have to worry about anything cheeky happening. So we actually finished the set 4-1 after coming off a Game 2 loss. But a lot of close games. Lucky we were able to turn things around. Honestly, I'm pretty very unfamiliar with this meta and with this cup. I played a couple sets, I was getting my ass kicked, and I said, let me just try something different. And Clefable in the front has been working a little bit, and yeah, I'm just excited for regular leagues to come back, but this was a very nice change, and I hope you guys enjoyed the battles. If you did, subscribing helps me out a lot, and I guess we'll see you in the next one, right? Is that it? Do I have anything else for you guys? Stay hydrated.